Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there. You have failed this city, Snookins. Hello, kids. Welcome back to another episode of Unlimited Justice, your Justice League, your Justice Society, your DC Comics podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, that masked menace it is.
Hey, y'all, it's Lilith Hellfire.
And that's right, kids. We're still in the middle of Smith-tember here. So this time we're going to cover his last 4 issues from his Green Arrow run, featuring, I wouldn't say the origin, but like the first appearances of Onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
We never got a definitive origin for Onomatopoeia. We may
Not
have.
that I care anymore anyway, so.
I know, it's like, well, tease us enough, and it just be like, that's enough.
At this point, I'd learned my lesson.
No, if you can get books out on time, maybe they would have let you do a definitive origin for him.
I mean, this one was relatively pretty by Kevin Smith standards.
Yeah, but I just mean we don't know his name, we don't know where it comes from at this point. We will again check out We Are the Night. I mean, he gives Batman kind of an origin, but we don't even know if it's the real one or not because he was pretending to be someone else.
Because he wants to be the Joker so bad.
You mean Kevin Smith wants to create the Joker?
Yeah, either way. Either way. Kevin Smith wants to be the Joker so bad, or he wants to create the next Joker. Either way.
Hi, Joker. All right, so let's jump into these. All right, so yeah, like I said, we'll start with Green Arrow number 12. Oh,
is it on the app? I'm assuming it's on the app.
It is on the app, so yes, kids.
I think the deluxe version is the one that's on the app, though, not the original version.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the individual issues are on there.
So. Yeah, I know. I think it's the deluxe version, reprinted version. It's not the original. If I remember right. I don't know really why it's deluxe. It just is.
All right, there's the cover, kids. Yes, they actually were.
Yeah, this whole Hawkman thing. It just reminded me of Hawk World and all that garbage that happened.
They were foolhardy enough to let Kevin Smith touch the Justice Society, and it was a bad touch.
There's so much going on during this, and I was just like, oh yeah, when Dina hooked up with Ra's al Ghul, yeah. That's this time.
Oh, yeah. All right. So Green Arrow, Volume 3, number 12, from March 2002. Feast and Foul. Writer Kevin Smith, of course. Penciler Phil Hester, one of our favorites.
At least they didn't let his friend touch this one.
Yes. Inker Andy Parks. Colorist James Sinclair. Letterer.
Hey, look, it's Bob Schreck. Or should I say Bob Terror?
Sean Knott. And editors, yes, Nachi Castro and Bob Schreck. At JSA headquarters in Manhattan, the Star-Spangled Kid tells Black Canary, aka Stargirl, tells Black Canary that Green Arrow has shown up to take her out to dinner. Upon hearing that Courtney left him alone downstairs with Hawkman, Dinah races downstairs.
It's like when your Trump uncle and your Greenpeace cousin are left at the dinner table alone.
Exactly. Dinah races downstairs before the two political rivals kill each other. But rather than a fight, she finds they are laughing and carrying on as if they were best friends, making fun of Batman.
Of course.
Yes.
The things that unite everybody. Ray, you should really love Green Arrow, actually.
Exactly. You know, he makes fun of your favorite character.
He's honestly like post like Ali losing his fortune, he's the better Batman pastiche in my personal opinion.
Batman, my favorite character.
And he loves the women. Lord, how he loves the women.
The hard master.
But he's never done a Hal Jordan, so there's that.
Oh,
I think he's also one of the better green heroes too. So
wait, what do you mean he's never done a Hal Jordan?
You know, de-aging a girl just to.
I thought they did that in the Grill run.
De-age her on purpose.
What?
That is controversial.
Well, he didn't. At least he didn't age her up to say,
Yeah, exactly.
At least he didn't alter her DNA. Later, Ollie admits that he is terrified of going on a date with Dinah. Carter warns him to take things slowly with her as she is still adjusting to Ollie being back from the dead.
Who doesn't want to get a little necrophilia, going on? Sure.
Oh.
Kevin Smith, you know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised.
We discussed during the Smith-tember. He's got certain tendencies, and I wouldn't put necrophilia past him.
I'm surprised he didn't make some kind of joke about a former dead guy in a stiffy.
I know. I was waiting on it.
Ollie and Dinah go to dinner, out to dinner, only to find their meal interrupted by the Riddler.
What are you doing here, Riddler? Get out of here!
Like Riddler was just like robbing people in this restaurant. I'm like, how might he have fallen? I guess he was like, oh, Batman won't find me here.
Exactly.
Ollie and Dinah snap into action and easily trash the Riddler and his goons. They then return to Dinah's room at JSA headquarters for a night of lovemaking.
Bro, okay, so like the JSA headquarters are like the dorms, right? Like I only spent 2 semesters in the dorm in college, and I couldn't imagine the thin walls of a dorm. It happened all the time, but like me personally, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yuck.
Oh, she's a screamer, kids.
I'm not a screamer.
Screaming orders. The next morning, Ollie awakens and prepares to leave, only to find Hawkman blocking his path. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, a villain called Onomatopoeia kills a neophyte superhero known as Virago using the power of his voice.
Oh.
All right. So, thoughts?
I mean, it's an okay issue. It's not too Kevin Smithy yet.
No.
I mean, this part of the story, like, I feel like he'd just kind of given up and he was just rushing through it.
Yeah, I guess.
He spent a lot of time in the previous issues before this, just wasting time doing silly shit, man.
I mean, unless one, he knew his time was up, and two, I mean,
15 fucking issues.
I know, but maybe he was just rushing. They like, oh yeah, I got the greatest villain ever.
He's lollygagging, and it's just like, oh my god, bro. And then so we get to these last 4 issues, and he's just rushing through it, and it's just the pacing's all off.
Or do you think someone was trying to light a fire?
Well, I'm just saying the editor didn't do their editor job. Sorry. Maybe he's hard to handle. I don't know. But you didn't do your job, bud.
Got to keep on Kevin Smith.
Yeah, no, literally. Poor wife.
Oh
I
my!
I just know he's full of weaponized incompetence. Hey, honey, can you take out the trash?
What? I directed.
He doesn't know when the trash goes out. Yeah. Takes it out on Sunday. It comes on Tuesday. One of those things. Now you got possums and freaking raccoons in your trash.
Oh my! Yeah, you're lucky you're a director.
All right, number 13. Oh, these covers are also not the best either. Do you have the covers?
Yes, I do. Remember, I just had the first one up.
I didn't see it.
Oh, she has Kevin Smith blindness.
Not really looking at the StreamYard window right now.
Onomatopoeia.
Snap.
Oh snap! All right. Green Arrow number 13, May 2002. The Sounds of Violence, Part 1 of 3. Frequency. I think we got the same team here. Dinah wakes up in her room at JSA headquarters to the sound of Ollie and Carter Hall arguing outside. Enraged, she races into the hallway naked to break up their fight.
See what I mean?
I know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, if you want to
never. I'm just saying.
If you want to go with something like this, I'm like, you really couldn't just put her in like some little silk robe or silk robe or something. Yeah, no.
Give her the old McFarlane lingerie,
Exactly. Much to the shock of the other members of the household, she uses her sonic cry. She uses her sonic cry to break up their fight.
Oh.
Meanwhile, in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania,
your neck of the woods.
Well, yeah, on the other side of the state, Onomatopoeia claims his second victim, a hero named Buckeye.
If only it could have been Bucky.
Oh, how dare you! He hears about Green Arrow on a television broadcast and decides to make him.
I'm like, babe, he's not a new hero. He's well established. You're gonna get your ass kicked. Have fun.
Well, yeah, but which Green Arrow though?
Exactly. Either way, listen. I talk trash about Connor, but he can handle his own. Okay.
Well, yeah.
He's competent but annoying.
He has to handle his own. He has to handle
much like Damien.
Yeah, he has to handle his own. He's not confident.
That should have been the Super Sons. Honestly, now that I think about it.
Yeah. But yeah, he has to handle his own. He's not confident around women.
Well, he gets it from his daddy.
No, his dad's too confident around women.
Well, only because his money. Like, if you ever notice, once he lost his money, it's kind of a little harder for him. Much like if Elon went broke, he'd never get another piece of pussy ever in his life.
Whoa!
What? It's true.
I know.
Superior puss.
Well, the hair plugs help.
No, not really.
And the money. Do you think he keeps $100 bills taped to his junk?
You know what? Let's ask Grimes and Azalea Banks.
Oh my. Sometime later, Ollie returns to Star City, and Connor and he hit the streets, trailing bad guys. They stop a group of rapists in a public parking garage, but one of them manages to run away. Ollie sends Connor to go get him, but as Connor races outside, he finds that Onomatopoeia has decapitated the fleeing rapist. Connor tries to stop the strange villain, but Onomatopoeia shoots him in the head.
Hey, you think I would like this, right? But I don't.
Yeah. I remember I was just like, don't you dare, Kevin Smith. You're not worthy enough to kill Connor Hawk,
Exactly.
I mean,
you?
At least it was a decent cliffhanger because we know how bloodthirsty Kevin Smith is, and it's like, well, Ollie's back, so like I could see him trying to kill off Connor Hawk.
Yeah, because Connor is kind of he was the original Damien as far as I'm concerned. Very controversial origins there. I think that's why I hate Damien so much. He just reminds me so much of Connor.
Oh my. Oh God! And then when in the kitchen when Ollie calls Mia Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Because he was like,
okay, I have a question. Has Kevin Smith been on Howard Stern before? And if so, how was the interview?
I can't remember, but I think he
feel like they would hate each other, honestly.
I think he was once, like maybe like early 2000s or something, probably promoting a movie or something, one of his movies. But I don't think he's been back on since, because I think they've even said they're like, oh, I don't know if he enjoyed it, he didn't enjoy it or what. But
I have those vibes. Like in my head, I just know like those two people. I'm just like, maybe that's what that is all about.
Maybe, because I don't think he's been on Howard Stern in like 20 years or so. So yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, might have been around this time. Yeah. Oh Lord. And then the reference to Ben Affleck in a new movie.
I'm like, wait, where is it? Matt Damon? Is it him and Matt Damon being angels? Is it Dogma?
The new movie reference in this issue may be Changing Lanes, which was released in the United States in April of 2002.
Changing Lanes, boo!
I mean, that's what I guess, because around this time, so. Oh, jeez. Then the talk show Regent and Shelley.
Yeah.
The play on Regis and Kelly. Yeah. And the whole thing with with Dinah being naked and then covering up with Mr. Terrific's T-spheres just so Kevin Smith can make the joke. Huh, you got some balls on you.
Yeah. It's so edgelord try hard 2000s. It really makes my brain hurt. Like I've always been kind of on the fence about the Grail run and its legacy. I think it fares a little bit better than like say Frank Miller's legacy of how it changed Batman. I think it changed it for the better, but I think people rely on it too much. And I'd be okay if it got erased. I don't feel like if anything Frank Miller got like kind of erased permanently from DC, people would be up in arms. But like I think he did a way better job than a lot of people that came after him.
Oh yeah.
Your mother's a whore.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe like the first arc Kevin Smith had it so much to do. It kind of kept him on track, like having to explain how Ollie was resurrected from the dead, and all just setting him back up. Now he basically has free reign to do whatever. So now he's
the patience told. He's just rushing. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot. Which he kind of should have brought in Onomatopoeia a little bit earlier, honestly.
Yeah. So now he
has so we could get an origin.
Yeah, I know. So now he has enough space and free reign to go full Kevin Smith on this thing.
And like I said, the editors like no tea, no shade. I feel like they didn't rein him in enough.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I think they were just hoping. They're like, people would just be like, it's Kevin Smith.
He tried to be Mike Grill so much, though. It just kind of annoyed me a little bit.
Well, yeah.
But even Mike Grill didn't do that to Dinah, so it's just kind of like,
yeah.
And they were literally explicitly like basically the equivalent of Black Label. So
yeah, when you read his stuff, you can tell who he's read from that character previously. Like Frank Miller Batman, Mike Grell Green Arrow, Frank Miller Daredevil. You can tell.
Yeah, and it's like, babes, I hate to be the one to tell you, but the giants that came before you did it a lot better.
Yeah, and again, it's like, you can be inspired by them, but don't like try to copy and paste. It's like,
I mean, to the fact that he got Phil Hester to do the art, you know what I mean? So.
So, yeah.
That was probably kind of a mandate now that I think about it.
What?
To have Phil Hester doing the art.
Oh yeah.
I know. I don't think I've ever met a Green Arrow fan that actually is a fan of the Kevin Smith run. Now I'm not being funny. Like now that I think about it, a lot of my Green Arrow friends, we don't really talk about Kevin Smith's run that much.
Oh my.
We have other worse things to worry about. Sorry, Benjamin Percy. I'm just gonna bring you up.
Oh my. Oh my. All right.
14?
Well, yes. Here, we'll put the cover up. So
I like this cover.
As with all Kevin Smith runs, there's no synopses for the last 2 issues.
Are you serious? Because listen, while like Green Arrow fans don't like, I know a lot of like filthy casuals that love the Kevin Smith Green Arrow stuff. So I find that very interesting. I find that very interesting. I don't know. DC Wikis, the DC Wiki people are kind of lazy. Like the Marvel Wiki, we have this issue too.
Yeah.
I'm always shocked when we're doing like a Spider-Man story or a Daredevil story and it doesn't have a synopsis, like shooketh. But DC, I kind of expect it.
Yeah. So do you think a lot of casuals like this run? Because it might, at least at a certain point, it was
it's definitely back in the day when you had a jumping on point,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people didn't really like Connor. Connor doesn't have a lot of fans, so they're like, oh, they're bringing him back. It's Kevin Smith. His name still had cachet. You had Phil Hester on the art. It was just like, okay, let's see what this is about.
And I think it was easier to find. Like they reprinted this stuff
so many times.
Yeah, and like they really
there's a deluxe edition, hardcover. There's trades of Sound of Violence. I think there's like 3 different trades of Sound of Violence, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah,
and I don't know if they've collected the Connor run. So
yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was just easier to find.
Not that I'd ever go looking.
She has all
like
the
I said, some of that Justice League stuff where he was in, it was like, because that's where he really became competent and he wasn't so annoying. That stuff's pretty good.
Oh yeah,
but like his solo book, it was just like very brutal for me.
Could it be writers? Because Grant Morrison was JLA, but it was Chuck Dixon on his solo book.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we and Will talked about that
And
too.
it's kind of crazy because look, nobody told Dave Finn, but I kind of like Chuck Dixon's take on the Bat side of the DC stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't find it too egregious. I don't.
Yeah, but I don't know if that Connor book was always on the verge of being canceled because
it was.
Because me and Will say, you know how many crossovers Connor did with Cal Rayner? I mean, at least 3.
Another reason why I probably didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah. How dare you? All right. They try to do the 90s hard traveling heroes. Anyway,
but yeah, babes, it doesn't work that way.
Exactly.
It's one of my favorite stories of all time, though.
So wow. All right. So 14 opens with as Ollie's encouraging the rape victim to kick her attacker. Yeah, he finds Connor and runs him to the hospital. Then we see Mia's at home and sees on the news what's happened, and then Dinah gets a call. I'm assuming it's from Oracle, but do we know?
Yeah. I mean, given the circumstances, yeah.
Yeah. Tells her what happened, so she's like, tell the JLA I'm teleporting over. Then we see Connor getting in the operating room and Oliver blaming himself.
Yeah, you're terrible at this.
What?
I'm like, as you should.
I know. Yeah, maybe you should have ran after the mugger and not left your son after. But yeah, first Oliver's like, I can't stand here and watch this. I gotta go get the guy who did this. But then the doctor's like, no, we need you for a blood transfusion.
It's just so weird in the world of DC where you have all this high tech and then like honestly stuff like this, it's like we're actually like just doing like normie people stuff. It's so weird to me.
Oh yeah.
Like he shouldn't be like the Justice League hospital on Watchtower, like up in the infirmary up there.
Yeah, shouldn't like Dr. Midnight be operating on him or something? Yeah.
Something, right? Like what's the point of being like Justice League adjacent if you can't get the benefit?
Exactly. Or if he's too weak to teleport, it's like, I'm sure
somebody can come down and do some mojo jojo.
We just did the JSA 2 issues ago. Where's Dr. Midnight? I mean, wouldn't that be the first call Black Canary makes? Of like, hey, you know.
Well, I don't think she cares for Connor too much. So maybe that's also.
Oh.
I mean, a glaring reminder, you know?
Oh, that Oliver like the.
It's kind of like how Melania looks at the rest of the kids.
Oh.
Especially Tiffany. She's like, nobody knew who Tiffany was. So he became president. Tiffany's my favorite Trump next to Barron. I'll stand on that.
Oh my. Then yeah, Onomatopoeia sees the news also that Connor's fighting for his life, so I guess he's going to the hospital.
It's like, should I finish the job?
And then you see Oliver all weak and groggy after giving all this blood to Connor. But then yes, we see Onomatopoeia breaks into the hospital. And again, Kevin Smith building up his creation to be, the complete badass because, Black Canary attacks him. She should easily be able to take this guy down. But
literally.
He shoots her in the shoulder. I mean, she's literally been on the Justice League and the Justice Society.
Like, she literally can hold her own against Batman. I'm just saying. It's canon.
And yeah, so Onomatopoeia shoots her in the shoulder. She's down. She starts shooting at Mia, but then Oliver puts an arrow through his shoulder and says, "Get away from my kid." Boy, it kind of reminded me of this month's new Green Arrow issue where he says, "Get away from my granddaughter."
Yeah.
So, and when they finally promise us, to be concluded, because Kevin Smith runs about.
Listen, Ollie's a lot more protective of his family than Bruce will ever be.
Oh yeah.
Period.
Mm-hmm. He's like
he reluctantly takes on young children.
Oh,
he's about policy.
He's about to kill my kid and my woman. Oh no, you done, son.
Oh yeah.
And again, I mean, we're gonna get to this.
That was not much of a penultimate issue. I'm just gonna say.
I know. So was it always the plan for him to go 15, or was it more open ended? And then they were just like, "Nah, you're ended in 15."
Yeah, I would love to know that, honestly, because this
Yeah.
doesn't feel like 15 doesn't feel like the stop of a story that was actually planned at 15. I would have said they probably wanted to go 24.
Oh,
Because once you
maybe.
get past the 12, you're almost pretty much guaranteed to do the 24 at that point.
Yeah. Well, after this, Brad Meltzer, our author, comes on. So I wonder if they
Yeah.
were just like, "Oh, wait, we could get an author, a professional writer who,
Although Brad Meltzer, as a comic book writer,
I know.
they
I
weren't
mean,
making the best choices. Marvel and DC were really not making the best choices back in the early 2000s.
I have read Identity Crisis. I know.
Okay. I mean, this is crazy though. Like, I am a huge fan of his actual like author stuff, like his books.
Yeah.
Like, I thought the same thing DC was thinking. Yes, he's amazing. I mean, if we really had our choice, I would have rather had, like, say, the guy that did Rainbow Six, Michael Crichton. Like, I mean, if you have your choice.
I guess DC was just like, wait a minute, we get a professional writer, a known name, and he can get his scripts in on time. Oh, yeah, bye, Kevin.
So many scripts from what I heard. like him and like Michael Crichton and like Stephen King, like the prolific writers of our time, like they just crank them out. I wish that would rub off on George R.R. Martin, because I know my grandkids are going to be reading me the conclusion of freaking Game of Thrones on my grave.
Oh my. All right, so let me get the cover here. 15, which again is our background here. There we go.
I like the covers for the most part. I do.
This one's not bad.
Yeah. I love I have most of these got these as Texas posters back in the day. I don't know what happened to them.
No, my. Yeah, I can see this one. Like, blow this up as a poster. Yeah. All right, so yeah, Oliver has Onomatopoeia at arrow point, basically asking the
a pointed question, if you will.
Oh, nice. Asking the remaining medical staff that's alive how Connor is, and then basically, there's someone still here to operate. So he says, tells the doc to go back to work. Then he's like, how's Black Canary? She's bruised and cut, nothing life-threatening. Mia's okay. And then he tells Mia, go out, tell the cops that a Justice Leaguer's on the scene. And she's like, a Leaguer? Yeah, the Black Canary. Name drop the JLA. Tell them no matter what they hear, they got to stay away from the OR because we're trying to contain one of those supervillains only the Justice League can handle. So lie big, something like that. And then Oliver's basically just asking Onomatopoeia, why are you trying to kill my kid? And of course, he's not answering. You know what? I don't care. He said, lift up your stupid mask. Onomatopoeia does. Oliver puts the tip of the arrow in his mouth and says, if he dies, so do you. So again, unlike Bruce, he's ready. He's like, you know what? I will end you.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
I know.
That's why everybody was so up in arms on the first episode of freaking Arrow where he kills somebody. So I don't make it know my secret. I'm like, no, that's y'all must have never really read Green Arrow like that.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, we've known at least since the Grell run. I mean, he's willing.
Even before then, it's a lot of like questionable stuff that Ollie's done. They don't just outright say it, but it's very much implied. He is not Batman.
No.
He uses a bow and arrow, people.
I mean, it's not his first. I don't think it's his first choice, but oh yeah, he'll kill a guy.
Hunter, a predator. Hello.
Especially you go after his family. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what people are all. I guess because nobody really knew Green Arrow at the time. It felt like. I
know. So. Yeah, after 30 minutes, of holding him just like this.
You know what's crazy? All the Brad Melters has synopses.
Telling you.
Oh, burn!
I'm telling you, man. I think
we're onto something about Kevin Smith falling out of the popular culture's favor for sure.
I mean, the Spider-Man stuff, I think we got all the way through, but I don't think any of his Batman miniseries, we got the synopses at the end and stuff. So yeah, they.
Well, Batman fans are petty as hell. Phil being prime example number one. So I think that probably has a lot to do.
I learned it from watching Batman.
Batman, my favorite character.
Actually, Ollie's pretty petty too, so I'm surprised you haven't gone down. He's real petty.
So yeah, so Connor's gonna make it, but then Onomatopoeia bites down on that arrow and kind of gets away. Again, Kevin Smith creation, going to be better than Green Arrow. So
yeah,
so they're fighting in the operating room. Ollie put some arrows in them. Of course, it's a Kevin Smith run, so Ollie's got to be penetrating everything in this arc.
It feels appropriate, though, to be fair.
That's true. So they get up to the roof. They're still fighting. And then, Ollie stabs him in the foot with an arrow. But then, of course, Onomatopoeia, breaks off that arrow, and he falls to the street. Of course, he disappears. Where'd he go? I don't know. Because, of course, Kevin Smith I don't think Onomatopoeia has ever been captured, right?
No.
Again,
he's still bleeding out in those streets.
Yeah, well, literally. So then they show, Oliver talking to Connor. Then Dinah and Mia come in.
Like every time I'm like, I should start Green Arrow from the very first book that I have and go until I can't take it anymore. And it's usually about here where I kind of stop for a little bit. Have to muster my courage and finish.
Yeah. Oh God, but I mean, first, why is Mia calling Dinah?
I don't like how he got resurrected. If I'm being honest,
you don't like it. Why?
I don't know. It's just something about it. Like out of all the resurrections we've had in all of the DC universe, that one just doesn't feel like.
Well, I mean, you had to go a little exotic because he was literally vaporized in a bomb explosion. So
yeah.
But and again,
the fact that they were even willing to kill off Green Arrow kind of pisses me off. I guess is really what sticks in my craw a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that was so weird. Well, no, I guess they can't.
I'm like, you can't spin 4 books out of Green Arrow like you can with Batman and Superman. What are we doing? Well, I'll be real. Look, listen, I love him, but I can be real about it. Although, with absolute power, I'm just saying, he is kind of the guy right now.
And it's like, I don't know. Couldn't they have just made his disappearance more mysterious? Because Connor was still searching for him, convinced he was alive.
Because that's his daddy.
I know, but that's so weird. So it's like, oh yeah, that search would have been fruitless because he was searching for a guy, who was basically vapor.
Yeah.
But when again, it was brought back by Hal Jordan Parallax, So I mean, Captain of Bad Life Decisions. Why not?
Yes, exactly. Which is why he's my favorite version because it rings more true to me about the actual nature of Hal.
Well, yeah. So I mean, I get it. I'm like, oh yeah, Hal Jordan would definitely do that.
But then he's like, wait a minute, you did what? You said what to the Flash? He's not conservative asshole like me anymore.
Whoa.
I love that too. So yeah, 3 of a Kind is pretty cool little story arc.
All right. So what do we think of this?
The last 4, I'll give a solid C+. It's very average. It's outside of the Black Canary naked thing. It's not too Kevin Smithy, but it's kind of boring. It kind of falls flat for me. But I'd say issues 6 to 11 are the best issues. I feel that they're the most cohesive. They have the best flow, the best pacing. They try to do something a little fun, a lot of action, but I feel like it all just kind of tapers off after that.
Yeah. Probably the best.
Overall, I give it a B+. I mean, like I said, I've read worse. I've read much worse now.
Yeah.
Looking in 2024, this is like a B+ comparatively speaking to a lot of the stuff that's come after this.
Yeah,
my boy has been in a little bit of a downward spiral for a while.
Well, again, he also suffered from what many characters do when they appear in live action. It's like, oh, it's the character, especially New 52.
Well, that was a resounding no. Literally, the writers were like, get that version of Felicity Smoke the fuck out of here. We can keep Diggle. He's cool. Like, it was a resounding no to the shenanigans that they were like, we're not going to buy the book. We're done.
Didn't they bring her in one time? Didn't they bring her in one time? They took a break and then they tried again. Everyone was like, F no.
We said no. I was like, thank you. Green Arrow fans get shit done. That's all I'm saying. We have been marred in bullshit for too long to take it. It had been an amazing run up until that point. They were switching the writers, bringing the writers from the TV show. We were like, look, we don't care about that fucking TV show. We're going to be honest. Those are for normies that don't know nothing. Keep that shit out of here. It worked. They literally didn't buy the books. They're like, till you get rid of that, we're not going to do it.
Oh, my.
Look, that's when I tell you, put your money where your mouth is. It absolutely works. Absolutely, it works. But yeah, like I said, now in 2024, we can look back and say, Kevin Smith actually wasn't the worst Green Arrow writer. And that has to piss some people off.
I know.
Like, you see the list and you're underneath Kevin Smith. Just, you have the day you deserve.
Oh, my.
You deserve.
Oh, my. Did you like my writing? Well, you're no Kevin Smith.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Literally jump off a bridge if I was like a comic book writer that wrote for Green Arrow and somebody said, actually, no, I think Kevin Smith did a better job than you. I just right off the bridge like a Gwen Stacy, bro.
Oh, jeez. All right.
We kind of already talked this week's Green Arrow book, but we didn't really talk what's going on with the absolute power. If you want, we can. If you don't have to.
No, that's fine. We can. Yeah.
So we had, what did we have? We had Absolute Power Origins #2, Absolute Power Task Force 8, Task Force 7 #5. And then the Green Arrow book, Green Arrow 15. Everybody's really liking the Green Arrow book now, and I'm like, don't jump on my bandwagon. I mean, do jump on my bandwagon, but
I mean, is it because like the whole Arrow family is here?
Yes. Like I don't know. I feel like the Arrow family is like I think they have the benefit of being one of the smaller like superhero fans, and so they feel a lot more close knit, and they actually feel like real people. You know, like Dina's not a rollover like love interest like the rest of them because she's an actual superhero too. She can hold her own with Ollie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that makes something really different comparatively to like Lois or Iris or even Selena,
Yeah.
And he doesn't have superpowers. He, you know what I mean? Like she does. So it's like a real different dynamic. And then, they have all their adopted kids and, and all their kids come from really bad circumstances.
Yeah. Is he a better father than Bruce Wayne?
I think he is, personally.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it took him a while to warm up to Connor, but like Bruce still literally ignores Damian now. Even though they're Batman and Robin now, he still does not.
Even though they have their own book together.
It's more about Damian. It's crazy. It's like, babes, don't bait and switch me like that. That's not. If you're gonna do that, at least bring Dick back in or something. Like I just like at this point, I don't care about Bruce and Damian's relationship because nobody's interested in fixing it. Whereas they were interested in fixing it with Ollie and Connor.
Oh yeah.
And what that and how that when they fixed that relationship, how it actually empowered everybody else within the Arrow family, the Green Arrow family, to be better, have better dynamics.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have lots of thoughts, and it's like people actually care about. I feel like people just want to be on a Batman book to be on a Batman book, but like if you actually actively pitch an idea for Green Arrow, you probably are an actual fan. You have some ideas that you want to improve. It's like if you actually know how to program video games, you try to get hired at a company to fix that one bug and then quit after you fix that bug. That's what I feel like a lot of Green Arrow writers have kind of come in and done.
Yeah, because it seems like every writer has like a Batman story, a Spider-Man story.
Even if it isn't technically a Batman story, they're gonna make it a Batman story.
Exactly, but yeah, if you come in and say, "Oh yeah, I want to write Green Arrow," yeah, you're a fan.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And I feel like maybe Kevin Smith had read like just the Grail. Like I feel like so much great stuff before Grail happened, you know. And this is kind of the problem with like any crisis. They kind of erase stuff, and people feel emboldened, if you will, to like, oh, maybe I can put a new spin on this. It's like, babes, no. Like I said, I was so skeptical about Green Arrow in space, and I'm like, sweetie. And then he finally, like, he cut that pretty short. So
Yeah.
it's just like Batman Off-World. I don't like it.
It's just so ridiculous. It's just... I mean, it really stared into the Bat God skin. It's like, yeah, anything that lives, I'm gonna be able to F it up.
Craziness, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is a pretty good solid end to Smith-tember. I mean,
Well, technically not the end. We still got to do Chasing Amy.
I know, but like comic book wise.
Yes, comic book wise, yes.
Because we don't ever have to talk about them now.
I'd say, yeah, this is probably this ended better than both the Batman and Spider-Man stuff. So
yeah.
Oh wait, we still got to do Daredevil.
Ooh, but technically, wait, what comes out first? Does this come out before?
Oh wait, you're right. Daredevil's probably gonna come out first. So yeah, okay. So this is the end. The comic book end. Yeah.
Thank God, because I don't know if I don't know if I can actually live with myself if we left people on the comic book Kevin Smith end of the Daredevil stuff. That is bleak, man. This has a little hope. Like the family's back together. Ollie's being more assertive. He's got a new villain. It's a lot better than any of the other comic books that we've covered. I will say.
Yes. And again, yeah, I mean, Onomatopoeia is very capable because he always wears his Kevin Smith plot armor.
I mean, I'd be really interested if somebody actually really wanted to go all in and actually flesh Onomatopoeia out.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if someone else really went in on Onomatopoeia.
I don't even know if they're allowed to, because like I said, we don't use that character, although he would be very interesting. Like, I like the whole thing about like his power specifically with Black Canary. I feel like he's a perfect villain for her. Maybe not Green Arrow, but for her.
Yeah.
And they kind of just missed it. They just kind of glossed over it.
I would love to see someone else's take on him.
Yeah.
I wonder if that would just be getting permission from Kevin Smith, maybe, or
I don't think they have to. I mean, like I said, I mean, it's not like
work for hire.
A character, yeah. So when you do work for hire, anybody can use it afterwards.
Yeah.
Unless you're Frank Miller, and then people get. I don't know.
Well, I don't know, man. He didn't want to.
Eventually, they went against that, and now that's what caused that whole rift.
Oh yeah, he didn't want Elektra being brought back. Yeah.
It's like you don't go killing women, but that's
your mother's a whore.
Yeah. Well, come on. Again, Kevin Smith sees so many comics through the Frank Miller lens. It's just.
You have to remember, Frank Miller was pretty prolific. Like, I get it. Like, it gets seared to your frontal lobe. Listen, I get it, but you do need to go back as an adult. If you're still a comic book fan at that point, you should probably go back and reread some of that stuff. Because, I mean, I'm like, holy
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, has Kevin Smith read Frank Miller in the last 30 years? I don't know.
After he had a daughter, like, after he got married, I mean, hopefully these things give you a different lens to look at things through,
Your mother's a whore.
Yeah.
That's all. I think like as you get older and your circumstances change, you learn and you grow. It's kind of interesting. Like, because there's some Batman stories I absolutely hated as a kid, and then now I'm like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Why was I being so melodramatic? And then there are some like, wait, why did I even like this story? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, if you read like Dark Knight Returns at a certain point, you'd be like, yeah, punch it.
Like I said, I think it came out at most people's time, certain point in life where it's like, yeah, this is the best thing ever, and then you're
like a teenager or something. Yeah,
and then you see it through like the Scott Snyder, like the Snyder Bros lens,
Yeah,
Black Snyder lens, and you're like, ooh, oh. Our whole family can suck it. Like, no, it really took me to that point. I'm like, was it that? Oh, yeah, he really hated Superman. Anybody that hates Superman, I don't trust. Anybody who doesn't see the value of him being the big blue Boy Scout, the big, bright, shining light of hope in the DC universe, I don't trust you.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't trust you.
So
Only reason why I'm giving Gunn a chance.
yeah, it seems like he likes it. Yeah, Superman.
He put the trunks on, so I'm like, okay, you know what that means.
Those are
But that means Batman also has to have the trunks, though. It doesn't work. It doesn't work unless they both have trunks.
That's how Lilith tests everyone. Do you like Superman and can he beat Hulk?
Listen, like I said, if you quote unquote say you're a DC comic book fan, your views on Superman tell me everything I need to know if you're a real fan or not. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
It's a very good litmus test. It is.
Mm-hmm. Or should it be, can Batman beat Superman?
Ooh, I see that. Like I will argue it all day. I hate the reasoning behind it, but it's canon. So and literally in the game, like the games that I base the power sets on, it's technically true. And being technically right is the best form of being right. So
I think we
but
call
I
that.
kind of hate it, honestly.
We call that petty.
I hate it.
Yeah, and again, I think that was step one in becoming Bat God.
Well, yeah, literally, you have to. Like, you're a human among literal gods.
Yes. Take down Superman. You can look at the rest of the Justice League and be like, yeah, bitch, come on.
Except for Wonder Woman. I honestly don't think his plan would work for Wonder Woman. But
well, he would love that for her to knock him around.
Well, hey, have you been reading my fanfic?
Yeah, your passwords aren't that hard to crack.
42069.
Mm.
Kidding, kid. Yeah, right. Good luck.
Big 12. Yeah, that's all right. Anything else?
No, we can get out of here.
All right. So yeah, it's like we said, next week, Salty and Petty will be back, and we'll talk Chasing Amy. So
the least Kevin Smith movie to ever Kevin Smith.
How much Smith could Kevin Smith? Yes, and then
the answer is crying on camera for a job.
Oh, maybe that's how he got married. Please marry me.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh, and of course, yeah, Unlimited Justice will be back in October. Yes, I don't know. They're talking more Zatanna, Power Girl, and some other new DC comics. So send us your thoughts on those. Don't
forget, we do have to give Teenie Howard her farewell too. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, the Catwoman stuff. Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Damn it! How do I close that window? All right. So yeah. So send us your thoughts. Well, again, all the Kevin Smith stuff. Are we out of line? Can you defend the Kevin Smith stuff? So,
reread before you send angry letters. Reread it with a fully developed prefrontal cortex.
Yeah. Don't be like, I read this 20 years ago. Yeah. So. Yeah, send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise. Get your brand new Capes Lunatics merch. Get your classic Capes Lunatics merch. And if you're feeling especially generous because Lil threatened you, yes, Rain ran the money on us through the Cash App link.
Make it rain.
Yes, don't make us be out there dancing on the pole, because if Kevin Smith's writing our story, nothing good's going to happen to us.
She looks like she was just working a.
We're going to end up like Karen Page. Save us.
Oh, belly club right to the chest.
Not the good kind.
Hey-oh. Yeah, don't make Kevin Smith write our story as he's muttering to himself.
She looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
And of course, the Patreon, where never know what you're going to get, completely uncensored, brand new content exclusive every month to the patrons. And of course, if you are a patron, you can suggest topics, which Justin already has. So the August episode is the
Boop windows and long boxes,
featuring the works of Mr. John Perich. someone who likes women a little too much, but
A little too much. Yeah, everybody want to check on him too in a different way.
hand check. All right. So yes, so find the Patreon at patreon.com/CapesandLunatics, and you can find everything at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right, Lilith.
Oh, you can find me on TikTok at LoveHellfire69. You won't find content, but I'll find your content and comment on it. That's how that works.
She'll, if you want to be judged by Lilith Hellfire, follow Lilith Hellfire 16.
Either do the 6 or do the 9. Put it here. Bigger, harder, stronger. The big finish.
Jazz hands.
Oh, that's what we should do for after at the end of Chasing Amy. Yeah, be like, yep, it's the end of Smith-tember.
The big finish.
Jazz hands. Everybody celebrate. Pop your balloons.
Hey, oh.
No, save that for the double O.
That's right. All right. So yes, again, Saudi and Petty's back next week with Chasing Amy, and then in October, new Zatanna, new Black Power Girl.
If only we had new Black Canary.
I wish, Wishful thinking.
Hey, we manifested Zatanna. I'm convinced.
I think so. All right, kids. So come back next time. Remember, come get yourself some justice.
Unlimited justice. And it's outrageous. Could you imagine Black Canary with a Black Label book, though?
Oh,